that those Russian targets, military targets, could fire right back at them and take them out.
What is the political scene in Europe like now? Because I see that they're trying to back out of some of the previous statements about supporting Ukraine to go after Crimea and to attack Russia proper. Now I see the German chancellor backing back. I see Macron. It seems like he's stunned. You see reports all over. I mean, what is the political climate like right now, and what do they believe that is getting ready to happen?
Well, the Europe is starting to fracture in terms of, what was unity in supporting Ukraine and opposing Russia. You are starting to see some major fissures develop. So, and you get some indications of the growing tensions. Just last week in Poland, the #1 general, the Polish military, who previously had been very supportive and complimentary of Ukraine, came out very directly and said, Ukraine cannot win this upcoming counteroffensive. They don't manpower, they don't have enough weapons, they don't have enough vehicles. It's a feckless effort on their part. So you're starting to see that kind of sentiment emerge. I think a lot rides on what the Ukrainians do in the coming 3 to 4 weeks, because the expectations have been set very high that they're to launch a major offensive, that they are going to push the Russians out, cut off the Crimea, force the Russians back. If they do any of that, I mean, if they actually come up and attack a defended Russian line where there is a significant Russian presence, and they defeat that, that would be significant. That would be remarkable, because it hasn't happened yet in the entire course of this special military operation. The Ukrainians are great at running what I call PR attacks. So they will show images of soldiers taking a border outpost, except they're carrying along the border marker with them, and then they get out in the middle of the woods and put it down and say, "Oh, we got it," they fabricate things. Or when they, the capture of Kirkuk or Kharkiv, again, that was not heavily defended by the Russians. It was lightly defended with basic military police. And so they withdrew from the area rather than trying to fight against, they didn't have the forces in place. Well, one thing I think you're likely to see is the U.S. and NATO intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance capabilities may have identified a spot or two along the Ukrainian line where Ukraine might be able to launch an attack and not face significant opposition and be able to declare a PR victory. I think that's entirely likely, and one thing that will possibly be seen in the next few weeks. But it's not going to really change anything in terms of the actual tactical situation or strategic situation on the battlefield. The realities are Ukrainians are short of manpower, short of weapons, short of tanks, short of planes, short of air defense. And the Russians are just the opposite. They have ample supplies on all fronts of manpower, ammunition, tanks, planes, artillery pieces, artillery shells. So it's just, it's just a matter of what we're seeing is a war of perception right now, trying to manage perceptions and keep hope up. And if Ukraine's not able to pull this off, I think then we'll get a complete fracturing of that support. It'll start falling away in Europe. So Europe is, Europe's unity right now is already shaky. After that, it'll become unsustainable.